Holly on her birthday as well, and she's back in some really good form. She had a little bit of a lean period there for a little while. She had a break and had some time off as well, but she's been back in the winner's stall very frequently over the last couple of weeks, and you can see it in the way she's riding as well, Amelia. She's chock full of confidence.
Yeah, Lady Negroni is who we're talking about there, getting up at $13. A couple of minor blowouts here on the program so far, so looking forward to the next race as well, because it is a more open race on today's program.
It is certainly one of the more open races on today's program, Amelia. Didn't have any real strong thoughts here in race 4 on the program, but I'm tipping into the top weight here in the Jester's Son, who's made a really strong start to his career here in WA for Helen Harding. He was a winner here at Kalgoorlie 3 starts ago and hasn't been far away from the action in all 3 runs here as well, or 4 runs here as well. So I am thinking that it's an each way the field sort of a race, and he's going to get the right sort of a run to be right there in the finish for mine. So the 1 is my on-top selection, but you could make a genuine case for a number of these.
Okay, your horses are now entering the mounting yard just as it started to sprinkle here, but it's not lasted too long, thank God. So let's get into these horses now as they parade. And the first horse we'll have a look at in race 4, the Boothey family Moran Store Handicap over the mile, is the 1, the Jester's Son for Helen Harding and Zephyr Johnston Porter.
As we made mention of, Amelia, he's made a really strong start to his career here in WA and hit the ground running here at Kalgoorlie. He was a winner over 1,400 metres 3 starts ago, defeating Tadira in pretty dominant fashion there. Then ran second behind Abu 2 starts ago. Was only beaten half a length at the finish by that galloper, who he does meet again here in this race, but he does get a 1.5 kilo swing on him for being beaten there. Should be able to get this nice run following your likely leader in Please Mizter across from the gate. He's drawn in 8. Please Mizter has drawn in 10 and is really likely to charge across with some aggression. So I thought it gave Zephyr Johnston Porter the opportunity to just come out positive, follow that horse across and try and drop in behind the speed and land second or third in running. And from there, I think he's definitely going to run you an each way race.
Currently at the $7 mark as well. The 2, One More for Leo, is trained by Brett Jury and Rocky Chong rides.
He ran some cracking races earlier this preparation. One More for Leo. You go back to June, he ran second in a 70 plus over 1,400 metres behind Close at Hand. He was just too bad to be true last start. He was beaten 23 lengths at the finish behind Sunny Times, stepping up to the Staying Journey. I don't think that's where we see him at his best, and he is going to be better suited over these shorter trips. He's been given a let up from that last start run as well. We haven't seen him at the races for a month. I do like the fact they opt to claim here with Rocky Chung. Takes off the 3 kilos, gets him in with 55.5 into a 58 plus contest as well. He's dropping back in grade from his previous couple of runs. He's going to do no work from the gate as well in barrier 1. I think he's capable of running a much improved race if he's bounced out of last start's disappointment.
The 3, Please Mizter, is out to the 1,600 metres for Peter Fernie and Holly Nottle.
It was a tough win last start, and we saw what Please Mizter looks like when he's at his best, Amelia, and that's when he can really find the front and roll and sustain that high cruising speed that he's got. And I'm anticipating that they do employ the same tactics here, even though he has drawn a little bit wide. He's drawn in 10, but Holly Nottle will look to come across with some aggression early doors, I would have thought. He drops a couple of kilos into 58 plus company. He was a winner in a class 2 last start over 1,400 metres. Did think he might need to do a bit of work to get across, as there is some horses that do have tactical speed drawn underneath him here today, and if he does have to burn the candle early to get across and to the front, it might just leave him a little bit vulnerable late.
The 4, Don't Wait for Luck, the blinkers come off for Peter Fernie and Lucy Fiore.
As you mentioned, yes, blinkers off, Lucy on, that's always going to be a positive, but I'm just not siding up with the market here in this race, Amelia. I thought he was given absolutely every conceivable chance last start under Braden Garth. He had the run of the race, 1 out, 1 back, and just wasn't good enough. Simply, he was beaten 4 lengths at the finish by Miss Wall Street, and I did think he was quite plain late over the concluding stages as well. We haven't seen his best for a little while now, and I'm not sure where he's at, but he has been very well targeted by the punters here. $4.80 into a $3.20 favourite, but I'm not sharing the punters' confidence.
5, Abu for Mac Hall and Holly Watson.
He was actually able to defeat the Jester's Son 2 starts ago, this horse Abu, and he loves it here at Kalgoorlie. He's had 12 career runs here at the track for 3 wins and a minor placing as well. Holly Watson, as we've made mention of, she jumps aboard here today and she's very much in form. Maps for a great run from the barrier that he's drawn. He's versatile to either sit midfield or just in behind the speed, and Mac Hall's team love racing here at Kalgoorlie as well, so he does tick a fair few boxes.
The 6, Bondi's Son for Brock Luthway and Natika Reardon.
He's up in class again here today. He ran 4th last start in a Class 2 behind Gibraltar Gold. He was a maiden winner the start prior to that, but I'm happy to wait for him to find something easier.
The 7, Absolute Plum, Peter Fernie and Tash Faithful.
He's only struggled in a couple of runs back here from a break, Absolute Plum, but for the first time this preparation has drawn a gate, which is going to be a positive for him. He gets back to the races here a month between runs. He was beaten out of sight last start over the 1760 behind High Precision. Would need to lift on his recent runs to be featuring here, but from that low draw with Tash on, 3rd run for the prep, I could see him improving.
The 8, Changu for Rob Gilberti and Chanel Cooper.
He's a capable galloper off his Broome preparation. He was able to win 2 starts to go over the mile in pretty dominant fashion after having to do a fair bit of work from the breeze there as well, defeating Rommel's Journey. And we know from his preparations previous that he's a more than capable galloper on the grass on his day as well. He'll look to roll forward from barrier 7 and could prove to be the fly in the ointment horse for a horse like the Jester's Son and also even Please Mizter, who are going to look to really roll forward and find positions over the speed. He's got plenty of early speed as well. He's got no weight on his back after Chanel Cooper's claim, gets him at 52.5 kilos. I think he can be there for a long way if he can find a position right over the speed, and he has handled the trip back down to Kalgoorlie here from the north off the back of a pretty strong Broome preparation.
The 9, Henry Has Spoken for Sharon Miller and Maddie Derrick.
She's been racing in town in Class 3 company recently. Hasn't been going all that well. Did think she was a little bit better last start. She was only beaten 3 lengths by Just Leroy on that occasion over 1,600 metres on a heavy track. She should get a good run here today from barrier 3. She's got tactical speed, this horse. We have seen her lead races in the past, but I do prefer a couple of others.
And the last horse we'll have a preview of is the 10, Jet Plains for Paul Tapper and Luke Campbell.
He's just going at the moment, Jet Plains. He's been beaten quite convincingly in his recent runs, and I couldn't have him myself personally on his recent form.
Okay, let's have a look at this market. 4 minutes of betting time remaining here, and the 4, Don't Wait for Luck, is on top at $3, looking to get Peter Fernie in the winning circle here on Coolgardie Cup Day. The 3, Please Mizter, is on the second line of betting, a last start winner at $3.90. 1, the Jester's Son, open $4.80, out now to $8. 6, Bondi's Son, opened $13 out to into $8.50. 8, Changu, opened $8, out slightly to $9.50. Abu, the Mac Hall trained galloper, $6.50, out to $9.50. 2 is One More for Leo, currently at the $14 mark. Absolute Plum at $19, and then upwards the rest. Riley, what are you ordering them? How are you ordering them in this race here?
I went 1, 3, 5 and 8 here, Amelia. Number 1 on top for me, the Jester's Son, who's now out to a very genuine each way price. I just really like the setup for him with the run that he is likely to get, or at least the one that I hope he can get from that gate, is that he could follow a horse like Please Mizter across, who may have to work in the breeze if Changu does really kick up and want to find the top, which should allow the Jester's Son to just drop in behind that speed pair and enjoy the trailing run of the race. He's really hit the ground running in his runs here at Kalgoorlie since joining Helen Harding's team. He was a winner here 3 starts ago over 1,400 metres in pretty dominant fashion as well before bumping into Abu at his next run. He ran second. He gets 1.5 kilos on that galloper here for a half-length defeat. So I think from a weights perspective, he's certainly capable of turning the tables on that galloper here today, and just really like the run that I think he's going to get here with a positive ride early from Zephyr Johnston Porter. So the 1, the Jester's Son, on top for me. From the 3, Please Mizter, was a really tough win last start. Not sure if Holly Nottle can get across and find the front, but I do think if she does, that he's going to be there for a long way. He's a horse that is clearly at his best when he's allowed to just find the front and roll and sustain that high cruising speed that he's got, which was certainly on display there last start. The 5, Abu, in for 3rd, who just loves racing here at Kalgoorlie. He's had 12 runs at the track for 3 wins and was a winner here 2 starts ago, actually defeating my on-top selection. In the Jester's Son there as well. Holly Watson jumps on board this afternoon. He should get a lovely run in transit from the barrier that he's drawn as a horse that does have some good tactical speed as well, and this looks winnable for him if he's able to sustain that form that he showed a couple of starts ago. And the 8 in Changu in for 4th, who's a more than capable galloper on the grass and back onto the grass off the back of a Broome preparation, was a dominant winner over the 1,600 metres up in Broome 2 starts ago after doing a lot of the bullocking work from the breeze. So clearly he's in good order, and if he's handled the trip back down here to Kalgoorlie, then he's going to be right in this race as well, Amelia. I thought this was an each way the field sort of a race here this afternoon, and I've actually left our very well backed favourite out of my numbers here in Don't Wait for Luck. I do think the fact the blinkers are off here is a positive, given he did want to over-race a little bit last start in them, and he gets Lucy Fiore on board, who knows this horse very well. But despite that, I did think he was still every chance with the run that he had. He enjoyed the run of the race last start, one out, one back, presented on straightening, and just really paddled over the final 100 metres. I thought it was a really disappointing performance, and we haven't seen his best for a little while. I'm not sure where he's at, but the punters seem to think that today can be the day for him to rectify that form. 1, 3, 5 and 8, my numbers here, Amelia. The genuine each-way price appeals about the Jester's Son, who should put himself right there in running and give his followers every chance.
1, the Jester's Son on top for Riley Morgan in the 4th here at Kalgoorlie. $8 currently, with only just about 20 seconds before they jump here. Don't Wait for Luck out to $3.20, but we'll start your favourite as we hand you upstairs to Royce for the call of the 4th.
Thanks, Amelia. And Riley, race 4 is coming up. This is the Boothey family Moran store handicap. We're going over the mile. Your favourite is Don't Wait for Luck at $3.20 with fixed odds betting. Similar price on the Paramutual as Jet Planes joins the line. On the second line of betting, Please Mizter at $3.70, the last start winner, and then a host of chances around the $8, $9 mark. As a Boo joins the line, we're set here. It's the Moran store, race 4 on Kalgoorlie Cup Day here at the KBRC. Stand by. Gates fly back. They're off racing. One more for Leo off the inside. Bounced out well. Pushing forward as well. Henry has spoken. Kangoo out wide. And there goes Please Mizter. And no surprises, wanting to be on speed. So Please Mizter finds the front and will cross to the rails shortly. Being followed by Kangoo second. Henry has spoken third. They were being followed by Jet Planes, who gets into a nice position. 4th, one off the fence. Down on the inside, one more for Leo. 5th, followed a further length. Then we've got Bondi's Son, a Boo in the second half, together with also Absolute Plum down on the fence. Don't Wait for Luck, second last this favourite, and at the tail of the field it's the Jester's Son, so with 1,000 metres to run, and it's Please Mizter who shows the way just over a length. Running second, we've got Kangoo the outside. Henry has spoken third, a further length and a half then next of all to Jet Planes. One more for Leo, spotting the leader 4 lengths down on the inside. Half a length away to the outside, Bondi's Son, a Boo was next, being followed by Absolute Plum, locked away down on the fence. Don't Wait for Luck is second last, and last of all it's the Jester's Son, 550 metres to run, and it's Please Mizter employing the same tactics as last start when he led all the way. Shows out by a length and a half. Henry has spoken, then Kangoo. Jet Planes to the outside, Bondi's Son trailing into it. One more for Leo sticking to the fence, followed by the Jester's Son. They were followed by Don't Wait for Luck, and at the tail of the field it's a Boo, but inside the final 250 it's Please Mizter. Henry has spoken down the outside, starting to lengthen with the Jester's Son. It's Please Mizter finding another gear, holding off Henry has spoken and the Jester's Son. Please Mizter in front with 50 to 1, 50 to run, and goes on and wins. Please Mizter your winner. Second across the line, the Jester's Son. Third, Henry has spoken. They were followed in by Don't Wait for Luck 4th. A break then to one more for Leo, a Boo, Absolute Plum, well back Jet Planes with Bondi's Son, and at the tail of the field it's Kangoo. Well, Please Mizter on the second line of betting takes out race number 4, the Boothey family Moran store handicap. In good style too. Please Mizter closed at $3.80. On tote $3.70 with fixed odds betting, and will defeat 1, the Jester's Son, who fought on doggedly towards the end and got in front of Henry has spoken, who will finish third. So numbers coming through now, 3, 1, 9. I fancy Don't Wait for Luck will be 4th. In fact, it is. So 3, 1, 9, 4, 138.15. The winning gallop there for Please Mizter, who makes it back-to-back victories at the KBRC, and just being stretched out to the mile for the first time this preparation today, and has done it in good style. Please Mizter for Peter Fernie, Holly Nottle, by War Chant from Ms. Lecky, owned by Annabelle Ingalls, also Miss G Ingalls, Karen Fernie, Gemma Fernie, Sue Jackson, and also Miss C Rigg. 3 your winner. From the 1, the Jester's Son, Helen Harding and Zephyr Johnston Porter by Piero. From Jalsa, owned by Mrs. V Thompson. Third in the 9. That is Henry Has Spoken for Sharon Miller and Maddie Derrick. By God Has Spoken from Re-Challenge, owned by D. Clark, I. McPherson, T. Cusack, G. Anderson and J. Clark. Fourth in the 4. That's Don't Wait for Luck, Pete Fernie and Lucy Fiore. 3:194, a half a length by a length. 1:38.15, that winning gallop. Race 5 is the first leg of today's main quaddie. That's coming up next. A field of 13 to run. Gibraltar Gold, well thought of in the market at $2.50. But in the meantime, let's head down into the yard and hear from Peter Fernie after the win of Please Mizter in race number 4.
Thanks, Royce. Catching up with Pete Fernie down here in the mounting yard, getting a win on the board today. That must have been nice and pretty easy viewing, straight to the front, and found it pretty comfortably.
Yeah, I wasn't that confident today. I just think their first start coming out of Class 2s in the 58, there's a big difference. So he's done a really good job today.
Out to the 1600 metres as well, and he looked to run it out comfortably.
Yeah, well, we thought he'd stay and get up to 1760 and 2000, so I think he will eventually. He's just a bit of a hothead, but he's starting to improve every start he has.
Where to next for him? Any races lined up?
No, we'll just go by the program and see how they are.
You've got plenty on today's program, a big day for the team. Who are you most looking forward to?
Most probably Sentimental Hero and Secret Attraction. They're most probably my best 2 horses, so hopefully they perform well.
Hopefully. Well done here.
Thank you.
There's Pete Fernie after the win of Please Mizter, and here is Riley Morgan catching up with Holly Nottle.
Yes, thank you very much there, Amelia. Catching up with Holly. Holly, you were able to make your way across with Please Mizter once again today from a bit of a wide barrier early doors and allowed him to roll. And as he showed last start, that's when he's at his best.
Yeah, no, he had to do a bit more work today early, but he does have a high cruising speed, so I think that really benefits him in these races.
Certainly does. You touched upon that high cruising speed, which he has got, which does allow him to get his rivals uncomfortable pretty early in the race. You must have been confident with him today, particularly with the way that he did travel into the corner, because you looked confident on board him.
Yeah, no, I did along that back straight. Had a bit of confidence. He was travelling nice and strong for me, so turning into the home straight, I'm a little bit confident.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
There's apprentice Holly Nottle getting a win here. She continues her great form, riding a winner for Peter Fernie and Please Mizter. Great to see Pete with a winner here on Kalgoorlie Cup Day. It's 3-1, 9-4 in the 4th from Kalgoorlie.